Now you have been introduced to the plain text editors we use to create HTML code. Now I'm just going to give you a better overview or a more in-depth overview regarding Notepad++, since it is the most commonly used code and text editor that we find today. So to recap, Notepad++ is a free, as in freedom of speech, as in free beer, yes, free source code editor. Not only meant for HTML, it supports several other languages as well. So let's just take a look at the features that Notepad++ has to offer, which is a little bit of an upgrade towards the plain text editor Notepad itself. So Notepad++ features would include multimedia language supported. In other words, you can set your language preference. As you can see, I currently have an HTML file, I have a CSS file, and a JavaScript file. Now this can be identified by clicking on the language tab and identifying the language that you are working with currently. So I can quickly transfer them. Once it's transferred to HTML, it won't obviously respond as well because it's a different kind of script, but once again, to set CSS, it responds to a color code. So you can set your languages, and it's highly recommend you set your language before you actually start typing your code. Another feature would include multi-line tab organization. You can have as many HTML or JavaScript or any other code scripting language files open as you like. You can even add more. It can become quite a smorgasbord of HTML code. So the limit is quite endless. Then of course your code is color coded to help you identify, in the case of HTML, to help you identify the tags and the container partners that would indicate an opening tag and once again a closing tag. We can also see the color of the plain text that we type is indicated as black. If we look at other scripts, they also have their specific color code specifications. Then we also have code line numbering, which you can see over here. It makes it easy for us to identify the line of code that we need to refer someone to, or that you need to refer within your syntax errors, for instance. We also have the zoom options. For people who are trainers or teachers, can easily zoom if they are working from a big screen, or just for people with a little bit of an eye problem, you can just zoom in a little bit closer to see a bit better. And then we have browser compatibility. So instead of file save as, clicking the file to open to see if it works, we can actually just quickly run it in an Internet Explorer to test it. But first things first, a quick save is in order, and then run. From the Run tab, we can choose one of the following. Launch it in Firefox, launch it in Internet Explorer, launch it in Chrome. So let's quickly test it. There we go, it's been launched in Internet Explorer for a quick preview to see if our HTML file is actually generated. And then, of course, my favorite part of Notepad++ is that it's very easy accessible. I love the fact that I can open as much tabs as I like. Even if I close Notepad++ and open it again, it will have the option visible I last used. So let me give you an example of that. So if I quickly access Notepad++ again from my Windows search bar, once accessed, the last code saved will still be visible. I don't have to go search for it. It will be active within the HTML language setting. So basically, Notepad++ makes your life a little bit easier, makes code a little bit more fun, and makes it more identifiable. You can have a better browser usage, better save, and more features to work with. So I definitely recommend you download this free application as soon as you can.